Hey guys, welcome back. I want to do a video. My next video was going to be to follow up on the last one, how to get started in ham radio and how to go about getting your first license and everything. And I will do that. But what I thought I wanted to do, because I can make this one a little bit shorter probably, is I wanted to do a video on the ALC set on Ameritron amplifiers. Because when I was getting this one set up and everything, I tried to watch every YouTube, nothing explained it, and I had to melt my brain trying to read the owner's manual. And basically what I found out at the end of the day, you don't need it. You should just leave it off. If you have a real old radio or an old rig that doesn't have ALC, maybe then. You can also run your radio's ALC into the ALC input of the amplifier. Again, not necessary. Maybe it could come in handy on AM or FM mode, but for sideband, it's completely not needed. And whatever, you can read the owner's manual how to hook the radio into the amp if you're an AMer and you want to do that. Or if you have an old radio and you're going to be on AM, you can use the ALC alone. I'll show you how to do that and how that works. For sideband, I think even on an old radio, it's not necessary unless you have huge swings on your voice peaks or something crazy. And even then, I don't think you would have to really work to distort your signal if you tune the amplifier right. And I'll do a video on tuning one of these tube amplifiers. Super easy, but we'll name this one ALC set knob, since as far as I could find on YouTube, nobody covers this. So we'll flip it around and show you. But before we do, just remember, you don't really need it. Just leave it off. It's not going to help you. So on sideband, it's irrelevant. Even on AM or FM, if you have a newer rig and you have the ALC set correctly in your rig, you don't need to use the amplifiers in conjunction, and you certainly don't need to use the amplifier standalone. So let me flip it around and kind of sort of explain to you how it works. Okay, so you got this set knob here. I run mine, where are we? I'm trying to do this in the video. I run it all the way over to 0. It's basically off. So the way it works is if you turn your ALC on, it'll start working. ALC set, you can see that my needle doesn't even move. As I go counterclockwise, this needle's going to come up. Okay? See that? I'm going counterclockwise, the needle's coming up. So what that does is it's setting the voltage for the milliamps. So if you set it there, it will start clipping at about 50 milliamps, which is over here. Okay? Right about here would be 100 milliamps, which would be right up here. Then let me turn the right knob. Then we go to 150, which would be there, which is where about you tune your amplifier. Or you can set it, you can keep on going. We're at 200, 250, 400. You'd be way up in the red now. This only goes to 250, so 250 you'd be pegging it out. So you could do one of two things. You could just set it up here where it's never going to kick in, which would be at about the 6th position, or 5 would give you down 180 milliamps, which you're never going to do this on sideband, not when you're talking. AM you might. Okay, so you can adjust it, or whoop, mine's just off. When you go here, anything below 1, if you set it there, it's gonna clip you at like 20 milliamps. It'd be terrible. But I'm at 0. Okay, there you go. That's basically what your ALC set knob does on these Ameritron amplifiers. Basically nothing unless you're a big AMer and you want to set a limit. Okay. There's 50, which is 50 milliamps. 100. Okay. So that's 5 volts, which equals 50 milliamps. 10 volts, 100 milliamps. 15 volts, 150, so on and so forth on up the scale, okay? Me, off, don't need it, because my radio has ALC and it's set correctly, so we don't even need this function. So don't worry about it. Turn it off, forget about it. It's more of a hassle. And the guys that out there have tried to mess with it and run it, it just keeps cutting their power. Their signal's not distorting. It's just clipping their audio for no particular reason at all. All right, guys, hope this helps. You like my arrow? This is my problem. I always forget to switch the bands, right? I'm on the 10 meter right now. It's kind of dead right now. And no, that's not my 10 meter set. Actually, I was on 40. I was getting ready to, that's my, where I got it for 40. Not that that matters, but we'll do that sometime. But I always start messing around. I forget to switch the band switch. That's another story for another day. Anyways, ALC set. Put it on the ALC set. Turn the knob if you want to mess with it. I leave it off. I don't think you need it. If you put it here, you will see where it's bouncing up to when you're talking. Then you got another, that's where you run it, and then you got your high voltage. Anyways, that's another stuff for another video. All right, y'all. God bless you. Bye now.